right, hi everyone. So today we're going to be discussing smart home technology and home automation. So just to kick off, what is exactly smart home technology? So it is the general term given to basic home amenities that have been provided with communication technology and are using either automation or remote controlling. So this essentially falls under what we call the Internet of Things. So this concept essentially means that we have home devices that are constituents or they belong to this term, which is Internet of Things. So essentially any device that is connected, when connected to a network, is connected to a network, sorry. So essentially physical elements or group objects that have a sensor, processing ability, software, or other technologies that can exchange data with devices and systems over the internet. So if you think about it, if you have like a smart vacuum cleaner, like the robots, that would be considered as an Internet of Things. So here, what components can be part of it? As I mentioned, it can be things like home entertainment, security systems, appliances like washing machines, fridges, garage door openers. We also have environmental controls like air conditioning, heating, and lighting. So moving on, just like the video said, these are some advantages of smart home automation. So we could maximize our home security, as well as we can manage all our home devices from just one place. We can, have remote control over home functions, flexibility for newer devices and appliances, increased energy efficiency, and improved appliance functionality. So some of the insights that we can also get from these devices is that we can see how our home operates. So let's say we can monitor how often we watch TV, how our energy consumptions, change over time. And this can also help us to make changes into our daily routines and change our behavior to accommodate to the lifestyle that we want. So what is the future for home automation essentially? So aside from taking advantages from all the devices that we already saw in the video, let's talk about how smart home technology is going to change in the coming years. So as you saw in the video, there's a lot of attention that these devices are getting, and essentially we see a lot of the biggest tech companies and innovators competing, to outdo one another. We have a lot of new similar like doorbells like Ring. Now we have like 10 of them probably. The vacuum cleaners, I'm still very amazed at that because I do have one, and that to me just wows me how the robot just knows where to clean. So what type of technology is used in a smart home? So this part is a bit complicated for me to explain, but essentially a lot of the smart home systems run on these Zigbee or Z-Wave, which is kind of like a communication protocol that they use. So essentially Zigbee or Z-Wave are ways for the device to communicate to, whatever other device is linked to essentially. So think of it like a low power radio signal that connects to the smart device that you have at home. And here I have a quote that says a home automation system typically connects control devices to a central smart home hub, which is sometimes called a gateway. So that means that all these systems, they need to be connected to one hub that essentially is like the leader of them all in a way, if you want to think of it that way. So here's a more formal definition of what is a smart home hub. So essentially the nerve center of home automation systems, and it ties all the devices together. So think of something like a Google Home or like an Alexa device where you tell, hey, Alexa, turn the lights off or play some music, and then the music will play automatically from your speaker. So that's what a smart home hub would look like. And they are usually controllable with an app. So for the Alexa example, it has an app where you can modify what you want it to do, if you want, it to listen in when you're talking to it. So things like that. And also, if you want, you can also have separate multi-purpose hubs. So if you don't want to have control of all your devices in one thing, you can also separate them. But that can also be a luxury because obviously it costs more money to buy more hubs. Right. And then speaking more about some home automation systems, here I have a better definition. So X10 and Insteon are systems that were used in previous home automation systems. So X10 has been around since the mid 1970s, and it will use your existing home electrical wiring, and it will send signals to each device, and it mainly controls connected lighting systems and motion detectors. On the other hand, Insteon is known for its easy push button pairing, speedy response times, and extended wireless range. So more than 200 Insteon home automation devices are available. So we have cameras, dimmers, keypads, light switches, and thermostats. And as we're talking about wireless technology, we also have to note that Wi-Fi is pretty much everywhere. And Wi-Fi is usually in smart devices, and they're very straightforward to install. Um, but if you're having a lot of devices that need Wi-Fi, such as if you have like a gaming system, if you have, a streaming system, if you're using it, to navigate on your phone, then that can make, your network not perform as well. So you might feel like it's a little slow today. And other things that also use Wi-Fi on a daily basis, if you have them in your home, can be security cameras and doorbells. And then a lot of these devices will also use Bluetooth. So Bluetooth is favored because it's used for locally controlled devices with the mobile app. That means that these are devices that are next to you, essentially. They're very close to you. So here, list example of door locks and lighting systems. It is more energy efficient than Wi-Fi, so it's not going to affect your network and make it slower. But it does have a limited range, so it means that if you're too far away from the device, you might not be able to control it. All right, so talking about what is Z-Wave. So Z-Wave, as I mentioned before, it's a, how do I explain it? So essentially is entirely wireless and it's like a low radio frequency. So it's not going to interfere with your Wi-Fi signals or portable phones and microwave ovens, sorry. And essentially just communicates with the other devices that are also smart around them and tells them what to do in a way. On the other hand, Zigbee, oh, I passed that. Pretty much operates at a higher frequency. So that means that it could interfere with your Wi-Fi and other household devices, but it can support more of those devices on a single network. So Zigbee essentially is it can be speedier, however, it can interfere with your other devices, but it can manage more than one single device on the same network. And how can you use innovative technologies in your home? So one way to build out a smart home is you can buy a lot of components. It can be like sensors, smart bulbs, secure cameras, speakers, and you all connect them to one hub. So it can be, like I said, to the Alexa or like a Google Home. And then that hub, usually controlled via an app that you have on your phone. You can just select what you want them to do from your phone. And do you need to spend a fortune and be an expert in this matter? So it could mean that you might have to do that. However, it depends on your necessities, right? So if you just want a few products, let's say if you, I mean, for me, I really hate getting up to turn the light off. So I can just buy, like a light sensor and just that'll be it for me. So it can depend on what you're looking for. So the first steps, if you are looking to automate your home, is you want to make sure your smart home products are compatible with each other. You want to identify which ones you need, and also you want to look if they might need a home hub to operate. And if you and it will help if you do have a good wireless router, so that signal helps extend all over your home. So it's not running too slow on some devices, or some devices are not working because they're too far, let's say. And these are some ways you can build a hub-free smart home system. So if you want to live in a smart home, lighting is the entry point, like I mentioned. Many lighting systems work perfectly well without a central hub, and they're capable of interacting with other smart home elements. So here I have some examples, like light bulbs from these brands. For example, they communicate over Wi-Fi, and other ones use Bluetooth radio on your smartphone. So that means that if you can connect to the light bulb from your phone and then turn it off from your phone as well. So talking about some of the products now, so we're going to start off with smart lighting. So the ceiling lighting, so if most of your home's lighting is in the ceiling and is controlled by a switch on the wall, you can replace those type of switches with smart controllers and dimmers instead. For example, here I have some brands listed like Leviathan, I think, TP-Link, Ecobee. They make intelligent light switches and they operate in a Wi-Fi network and they don't require central hub. So you don't need to buy an extra product to control it. You can just do it from your phone. You can also use lamps. So I personally don't have light bulbs in my apartment. I do not know why. So I use a lot of lamps. And a lot of them will have a smart plug. And that enables you to turn the lamp on and off and dim its light if you want. And once again, everything from your smartphone. And you can also program it to a schedule. That's nice. Okay, smart speakers. So you can also have a smart speaker. I keep bringing up Alexa because I have one, but you can just say, Alexa, dim the lights, and then the smart speaker will do it automatically for you. I think this is really great if, I have my hands full or if I just can't do it myself at the time and I just have my smart speaker do it for me. And like I mentioned before, the smart speakers also in their way serve as a hub. So they're like a central interaction point for everything from smart lights to home security cameras. And they also can display video feeds from the last content on TV. So they can have a lot of uses. And what about Apple devices? So Apple devices also have a lot of intelligent home entertainment. So the latest one I have listed here is a HomePod mini smart speaker, which is powered by Siri. And in a way serves the same way as, the Alexa, where you can tell it what to do and it'll do it for you. All right. And then when it comes to home security cameras, as you know, a quality home security camera will allow you to keep an eye on your home, especially if you're away. We have indoor models that can help you, monitor children, pets. I know a lot of new parents will put them over their babies at night and it will detect if they start crying and alert them. Outdoor models, I'm thinking of the Ring camera, which, when there's movement in front of your patio, let's say, or if someone comes drop something off, it will record that so you know what was happening. Next slide. And as I mentioned here, some models like Ring, Arlo, Maximus, they incorporate lights that also illuminate your way. So in addition to monitoring, whatever is your front porch and letting you interact with visitors, you can also, have lights to illuminate your path. And then thermostats. So a few smart home devices can match a smart thermostat, ability to deliver comfort and cost energy savings. So essentially, these devices go beyond just establishing a heating and cooling schedule, but they can also detect when you're home and when you're away. So your system only operates when it's needed. So that also allows you to save money essentially. And over here, I have the example of the Nest or the Ecobee. So if you want to take a look at those, you most certainly can. All right, talking about doorbells. So smart lock functionalities can vary. Some even allow you to lock your door from your phone. Some can give a friend or family member temporary access. And there's unique options in different brands that will let you lock your door by merely touching it with your fingers. And a lot of them will have cameras nowadays, so you know who's at the door. Um, and they can also integrate, a whole new system. For example, you can detect nearby motions and you alert when you're in home and just saves recordings. Now, talking about disadvantages of smart home technologies, as we mentioned before, you need to have a good internet because if you don't, let's say if there's a power out, then all your devices might just stop working, right? Or you can even lock yourself out of your own house. So you want to ensure that you do have a good connection. And if it's not been set up adequately or if it's not updated, then you might also see some issues there. And thank you for listening. So if you'd like to learn this lesson, you can always go to the website cyberseniors.org or you can call us at this number listed here and have a one-on-one phone session. And then also know that we have weekly tech dropping sessions 2 to 3 p.m. on Thursdays. Thank you.